Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, back again with me Raden Ajeng Nurhidayah Aidentika, who here I will discuss storyline the film entitled Habibi and Ainun. I made this video to complete the 4 PEA class English midterm exam with the lecturer Miss Mitri Nelsi. Habibi and Ainun, a film released in 2012, tells the story of Habibi, an airplane expert genius who has big dreams of making airplanes for Indonesia, while Ainun is a young doctor. This film stars Reza Rahardian and the graceful beauty Bunga Citra Lestari. At the launch of this film witnessed by the President of Republik Indonesia, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, as well as the main character of this film, namely Baharudin Yusuf Habibi. This film is based on book written by Habibi about his life story with his late wife Hasri Ainun Habibi. Okay guys, without waiting too long, let's get straight into the story. Check it out! Starting from Bandung, 1953, at the time, Habibi Ainun was still in high school and one school. At first, Ainun was treating his friend like who was injured. Then, Ainun replaced his injured friend to compete. On the other hand, Habibi was brought by a teacher to Ainun class because, according to the teacher, the question called be answered by Habibi and Ainun. Arrived Ainun class together with Habibi.
Kenapa langit warnanya biru?
Hayo, doesn't anyone know why? Ainun had answered it yesterday. He answered it, but the teacher asked that Ainun answered it again. Ainun also answered.
Cahaya itu gelombang. Merah, kuning, orange itu gelombang panjang. Atmosfer itu satu frekuensi dengan gelombang pendek.
And the teacher also hopes that Habibi and Ainun have a match because they answered the same question. I joined Germany in 1959. Habibi, who was completing his doctoral degree, had the opportunity to lead a team from a railroad company. For making his presentation, he was underestimated because Habibi was 25 years old at the time and came from Indonesia. Without saying much, Habibi immediately started the presentation by writing the formulas that they were working on at the time. The Caucasians were amazed by Habibi, but before finishing everything, Habibi fell and was taken to the hospital. The story jumps to the city of Bandung when Habibi returns to his village. Habibi was being asked by his parents to deliver the cake to Ainun house. Remember the incident in high school where Habibi really had Ainun because of very ugly, sent a sperm sugar. But Habibi heart immediately collapsed when he arrived at Ainun house because he saw her beauty. Habibi was fascinated and fell in love. What once black like palm sugar is now beautiful what like granulate sugar. The next day, Habibi returned to Ainun house. It turned out that his house was already filled with men of high rank who were already queuing up to get Ainun, sincere, and with one's armor. After Habibi came, his father immediately called Ainun to accompany Habibi. Meanwhile, the men who had been waiting in the lane had a really sad fate because they were only able to see and admire, but were unable to undo. Finally, Habibi and Ainun went to the park to remember the past and plan for the future. Habibi began to dare to express his heart without further ado and made many promises. Habibi invited Ainun to Germany to accompany him and become his wife. Finally, Ainun sadly accepted Habibi's request. Not long after, Habibi and Ainun finally got married. Then they immediately fled to Germany to start living there. On the way to Germany, Habibi promised Ainun to build an airplane. In 1963, in the German city of Braunschweig, Ainun was pregnant with her first child. while Habibie worked for the railway company. Habibie's journey there was not easy. Habibie is often underestimated because he is an aircraft engineer, not a train engineer. They even mock Habibie because Indonesia still import trains for Germany. But Habibie remains focused on what he's doing no matter what people say. One night after work, Habibie ran out of money and was forced to walk through the cold snow to the point of turning his shoes, while Ainun faithfully waited for Habibie at home. Not long after, Habibie came with bruised legs. This made Ainun cry. At the time, Ainun decided that she wanted to return to Indonesia because she did not want to be a burden to Habibie while in Germany. But Habibie was able to calm her down and believe that in very dark road there would be light. The next day, Habibie and his team tested the materials they had made. The engineers there are not sure that the material that has been calculated by Habibie is able to withstand a load of 200 tons, but Habibie remains confident in what he has done. The Caucasians were getting more and more scared when the material started to swell, and finally the fear ended when the current managed to withstand all the pressure. Habibie explained that it was a natural thing because all the power was channeled throughout the body of the currents and would return to normal because all the pressure was still within its elasticity area. Caucasians could only shake their heads. They didn't expect Habibie to be that genius. In 1965, Habibie received his doctorate from the ASEAN High School of Technology. At the time, Habibie immediately wrote a letter to the management of the Indonesian aircraft industry to devote himself and build planes for Indonesia. However, the only reply he got was a refusal. Habibie looked sad and disappointed, but Habibie's sadness turned into happiness when he found out that Ainun was pregnant with his second child. Then, in 1968, Habibie worked in aircraft company in the German city of Hamburg. Habibie's career there was brilliant. Habibie is highly respected and hear the famous name Habibie. In Germany, finally the Indonesian embassy sent him. Habibie was asked to go home immediately and start building plans for Indonesia. Until Indonesia, Habibie began to carry out his plan to advance the field of land, sea and air technology. Habibie is increasingly famous thanks to his discovery of the theory of aircraft wing cracks. After becoming a minister, he immediately went to the field to oversee the process of making aircraft. Not forgetting that he also visited development countries to establish cooperation. Habibie's journey to becoming a minister was not easy. There were many temptations that had to be overcome, starting from being birthed with luxury watch, wedding money, even singing sexy women. But because of the principle and fight that he has passed everything. Finally, on August 10, 1995, Indonesia success in launching an aircraft created by the nation children for the first time. The launch of the N250 aircraft was witnessed directly by President Suharto, and did not forget that Indonesia also was together at the result. Success a minister, finally on March 11, 1998, Habibie was appointed vice president. 3 months serving as vice president, Indonesia experienced turmoil everywhere, then demanded President Suharto resign due to the weakening rupiah value. After Suharto resigned, Habibie was finally inaugurated as president on May 21, 1998. Habibie's career as president was not easy. There were many policies that were opposed by businessmen who were considered unfavorable to entrepreneurs. At the end of his term, one of the policies that was considered the biggest mistake was when he conducted a popular opinion poll for East Timors to choose independence or remain part of Indonesia. In the end, East Timor chose to break away from Indonesia. After the 1998 General Assembly, Habibie decided to no longer run for president after the accountability report was rejected by the MPR. After the incident, Habibie went to see the plan whose project was not longer continued. There he looked onion and disappointed, as if all his struggle to advance Indonesia had been in vain. He firmly believed that if only Indonesia had used to own aircraft at a low and safe cost, Indonesia would surely become an independent and great country. But unfortunately, the Indonesia people never believed what they said. In 2010, Ainun health condition declined because he was not satisfied with hospital in Indonesia. Habibie brought Ainun for treatment to Germany. After the operation and all the effort made by doctor and technology, they were unable to change God's destiny and Ainun died. Then, Ainun diploma was brought to Indonesia and brought in the Heroes Cemetery and the film Indeed. That was the storyline of the movie Habibie and Ainun.
Ku dengar rindumu memanggil namaku saat aku tak lagi di sisimu.
Broadly speaking, there are several moral lessons that can be drawn from this moral. Moralism or didactical value are very important for the younger generation in Indonesia society in general. First, a lesson for the youth. Youth is very important national asset for the younger generation. This film is able to encourage the younger generation to have a high fighting spirit, struggling to prepare for the future by studying hard to achieve your dreams. Indonesian people who are considered backward actually have a brilliant brain, Habibie. Considering that today young generation prefer things that are instant and pragmatic, this film is able to inspire them to live life with passion. Success requires a hard and earnest effort because there is not success without a struggle. Second, listen for official or bureaucrats. This nation needs bureaucrats or rulers who are honest and work ethic as servants of the people they lead. Honesty is part of the example that must be instilled, because this honesty will be very detrimental to the people being led. Work ethic is part of the characteristic of a trustworthy leader, because then the mandate that has been given is carried out as expected. Habibie character is not only a genius, but also a disciplined, honest, and highly dedicated person. Habibie's character gives an example of being anti-bribery. This theme becomes very important considering the biggest problem in the nation is the issue of bribery to bribe official Indonesian bureaucracy. The film attitude of rejecting bribes is able to prevent harsh critics to bureaucrats who are greedy for power and wealth. Third, lesson for entrepreneurs. The position of the rulers has an important role in development of this nation. Their existence is indeed very vital in helping the government to provide employment or completing large projects providing public facilities in the country. This is very honesty and openness are needed in cooperation between the government and entrepreneurs. That way, people funds that are spent on cooperation are not misused because of the cunning and greed of entrepreneurs who are only looking for profit. And honest entrepreneur will benefit many people in the development of the nation and state. Fourth, the educational value or didactical value in this film are also very important for women. Considering the social system of capitalist society has changed people's lifestyle to become hedonistic and material, women also experience this orientation in the purpose of life. Many women prefer to pursue careers and wealth rather than taking care of the household. As a result, the human generation also experiences big problems with the birth of various social problems that are increasingly worrying. The film reveals the importance of the role of woman or wife for the success of husband in carrying out the mandate of life. No husband can thrive in the hereafter without the support of a wife subscribed. That is why the glory of a woman is not solely determined from the wealth and position in her profession on set at home. But even from inside the house, women can play a big role in participating in building this nation and country. This part is exemplified by Ainun as the key to the success of a Habibi. This film is very important and very important to be watched by anyone, especially the younger generation in this country. We hope that the creation of this film can encourage the birth of other Habibi who can make a positive contribution to the development of this nation and country.
Cinta kita melukiskan sejarah, menggelarkan cerita penuh sukacita, sehingga siapapun insan Tuhan.
A note of the storylines and moral message from the Habibi Ainun film that I present throughout this video. I'm sorry if there are wrong words and hopefully it can be useful. Thank you. Bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.